Did Richart give any PulseChain updates in this recent interview? In this video, we'll be looking into what Richart said about PulseChain in the Michael Sartain Podcast and see if it hints at anything big. Hello and welcome to ABCrypto. If you are new to our channel, just hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell to receive any new video updates. Let's get started. Crypto projects that make history don't necessarily win big as a result of good design or cutting-edge technology. While these things are equally important for them to stand out from the competition, however, one of the most important things that helps them to do big is the community behind them. In the crypto world, it is the community that decides how well a project will do. So if a project does everything right, including its tokenomics, consensus, and throughput, but doesn't have a solid community, then it's likely that project won't make much of a difference in the unforgiving world of cryptocurrency. And in the crypto world, there is no one better who understands the importance of community building than Richart. Hart knows that the reason behind the success of Hex isn't only due to better market fundamentals, but is mainly due to the community, which he hasn't stopped building up, as it will also translate to the success of PulseChain. And this is why he's constantly doing interviews, spreading the message out loud and inviting people to be a part of something that's revolutionary. Richart recently appeared on Michael Sartain's podcast. Sartain is a former US Air Force official who, after completing his service, went into finance and turned his passion into a full-time job by starting a financial podcast. Over the years, he's invited several industry leaders and experts to talk about their journey and their products. Recently, he invited Richart on his podcast after his viewers requested him. In the podcast, Hart talked about his humble beginnings and later talked about some important things including PulseChain, Hex, and his upcoming documentary. First things first, in the podcast, after sharing about his past, Richart talked about why it is so important for people to use cryptocurrencies, because unlike fiat, governments do not control your assets as cryptocurrencies are owned by no one. People need to understand the value of having power over their assets. No matter what happens, cryptocurrencies will be there, giving a safe place for users to hold their savings and money. According to Hart, the main power that lies behind cryptocurrencies is the censorship resistance, and no one having the power to print more money like the feds do all over the world, which just takes away the value of money. In a way, cryptocurrencies are also inflation resistant. The devaluation of money isn't just unfair to the people, but it is criminal, and there's only crypto that solves that, not stocks, gold, or the S&P 500. Hart says, by keeping these things in mind, it's just enough for me to keep myself motivated regarding the future of cryptocurrencies, and this is why I'm not only an investor in them, but I am an entrepreneur, creating them according to the principles that cryptocurrencies are meant to follow. Another thing Hart talked about on the podcast is how Hex is different from other cryptocurrencies. This is important because this also helps to understand how PulseChain is going to be different from its competitors. According to Hart, it's first necessary to understand what cryptocurrencies are. So basically, at their core, they're just a few digits and letters on an Excel sheet with their passwords. And with time, they inflate, and that helps to keep the network safe and operational. Bitcoin inflates to about 1.7%, Ethereum to about 0.5%, and Hex inflates at a max of 3.9%. This is because the average stake length on Hex is for about 6 to 8 years. Considering this, the inflation is quite low as it's only happening at the end of a stake. Additionally, in Hex, we're using what's called the proof of weight consensus mechanism. So you're paying Ethereum's network a small transaction fee so that you can mint inflation or lock your coins in Hex or transfer your coins to someone else. Hex issues inflation based on how long a staker gets delayed gratification. With this, we're basically rewarding the most successful investment strategy to have ever existed, which is timing the market, and while being at it, we're saving you from your weak hands. Imagine if people held their Bitcoin when it reached the first hundreds or thousands. Instead of rushing to immediately selling it, the world might have made more millionaires and billionaires. With Hex, we're doing just that, saving users so that they can ultimately earn big rewards while ensuring the network operates safely. Lastly, before talking about PulseChain, Hart said that his documentary will be launched by the end of this year and is produced by Emmy-winning producers, so hopefully it will do big and attract more potential investors. And for PulseChain, Hart said it is my copy of Ethereum, as I'm giving all of the users Ethereum coins for free on a new chain that users can right now play around with on the testnet. In a way, this is the best game on blockchain as you can't lose. But once the mainnet launches and it becomes real money, you will be prepared. Hart also talked about that once PulseChain launches, users are going to get their hex on 2 chains. One will be Ethereum and the other will be on PulseChain, making it truly the biggest airdrop of all time. Unfortunately, as many were hoping, Hart did not give the launch date on this podcast either, apart from saying that PulseChain will be launched upon its completion and won't wait any longer than that. And if you want to get ahead of the game for PulseX, make your way to PulseXtokens.com. Here you can also list new token projects for free, vote for your community's project, and utilize their free PulseX faucet for 100 PulseX per day that will be queued up and given to you at launch, all in exchange for simply getting their name out there. They have also just launched a Richart Hart style clothing line and even accept hex as payment. You can use my personal links down below and can become an affiliate yourself to earn 20% from any users who join using your link. So what do you think? Do you think PulseChain is different from other Layer 1 projects or not? Like always, don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comment section down below. This brings us to the end of today's video. We hope you guys found this video resourceful and entertaining, and if you have any more information to add to improve to the content in this video, please do so down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you loved watching this video, send us those likes. We thank you guys for watching and see you in our next video.